3, 2. Hey guys, welcome to a actually in motion shorts. Actually, so we are here on air. It is actually October 2nd, so happy October, everybody. So we're just going to be, doing things a little bit differently. We've been going through a couple changes, but they're very good changes to be exact. So, we're just going to have things happen, and we're just going to, like I said, we're keeping the motion going, and we're going on just different, very we had some connections that we're making, and we're putting ourselves more and more out there. So we're we have the two Facebooks, Chris Berry, Aaron Keys, and then we have a YouTube channel. So actually subscribe to our YouTube channel in motion. Just copy and paste envy, but so we're definitely going to be getting to some big aspects. So tonight we're going to be doing shorts, and we're going to be talking about, is it a curse or is it a gift? And so how we're going to just go that, just kind of really explain the details. And I'm not going to be fully explaining it. I'm going to give you the insights, but my friends Barry and Ruben will give you the insights. What's up, guys?
Did someone say Barry Rubenstein?
Someone can call us in the room?
Oh. No, the law firm. No, I love those guys. No, but yeah, hey guys.
Yeah, law firm. No, I cannot. Yeah, we need to.
Hey guys. If you leave, all right. That's good for you. Good night. But anyway, so our topic today is about gift versus gift. And so, what do you think about? What do you think about?
I don't know. You're talking about like Sleeping Beauty, where she doesn't wake up until like the prince comes out, or you're talking about like curse word. You're talking about talking about something that hinders you. What are you talking about?
Good point. But I feel like this particular subject, it's about like I think it's pretty general, but what the subject is about is what do you call it? We'll have like a scenario or something. Maybe you have something. There's something, like an aspect about you, your personality, or your life.
And, like a family kind of curse. I know you're talking about.
Oh, there's that. Or like
that's what I heard my friends call it sometimes.
Like, is it a gift or is it a curse? Like if I have a talent for hitting a baseball, or a baseball, is it a gift or a curse? I mean, that's kind of like, usually that's like a talent. You call that a talent, but for example, I would say some people,
or someone's height. Some people say it might be a gift to be a certain height.
Yeah,
but to me, I personally say it's a curse because their foreheads get bumped a lot.
Oh, really?
But then again, I have the opposite. I'm 5'4". Is it a curse or a gift?
Yeah, it's pretty silly. Yeah, for you, that's like to be or whatever your height is, like you find it as a
gift. Like medium-ish.
Okay. And like for me, I guess being taller. I mean, I consider myself fairly tall, but I would say most of the time I find it as like a gift, but sometimes it's like a curse. It really depends. It depends on the what you're doing on the day, or
no, will be a curse is like to me it would be like, oh, the hair. Is it a good hair day, bad day? I don't know. Is it a gift or a curse?
Does it look good? Does it look bad? Like, you have a certain type of hair. Like me, my hair is like curly. I mean, yours is kind of like
it's wavy-ish.
Mine's a little more wavy. Like yours is pretty.
It was curlier when I was younger.
Oh yeah. Mine's sort of straightened out, but it's still like it grows out.
Yours is a tight curl though.
Like it is a tight curl. Yeah. I'm like a chia pet. It just grows like straight out and just like goes everywhere.
Well, minus the spreading seeds and having to like water it, but
But like
unless when you take a shower, that's actually why it makes sense. You're a chia pet.
And it's a curse. Just, mostly half the time it is.
Well, no, I mean it's funny. So people that have curly hair want straight hair. People that have straight hair want the curly hair, and they both see their hair as a curse, but then they see the other person's hair as as not a curse, a gift.
I find it like for me a curse from me personally, where like my hair, like I'm fine with it. I manage it. I make it look good as best I can, but it's like I find myself when I'm doing like auditions, acting, like I know there's certain roles that I won't have simply because I do not have that physical attribute
that fits the role. I mean, you could go in, you could be really talented, you could be a singer, you can act, you can dance, but a lot of the times when you're doing the theater, community theater, so on, do movies, they will hire you because, like, from the outset, like they'll cast you because you fit that description
Yeah.
of that character that they want, or that role they want you to fill in for.
Well, it depends, because I know like some roles they'll be more specific about like the looks and all that stuff.
Mhm.
Some of them will be more of a just more of a more loose term on what they're looking
Yeah,
for,
yeah.
like more just the age and then height. That's about it, but not so much the look.
Yeah, I mean,
Unless there's like based on a book or something, then they might try to be more to the description in the book.
yeah, it's pretty competitive with, like, when you're auditioning for shows and like movies and so on, TV shows, and like you can be super talented. It's just that you just don't have that look, and because they have to go through a whole bunch of different people, they have to look at a bunch of different videos, like, what do you call it, entries
Reels.
or reels,
Yeah.
in-person auditions, virtual auditions, whatever, and it's tough. It's competitive, so they have to find somebody who happens to be talented that fits the role on a superficial level. It sucks, but that's pretty much the truth for the most part when it comes to casting and
Yeah.
shows. And like, so for me, getting back to the subject though, with that is that I feel cursed where I don't have a certain look to be like certain lead acting roles, like be like the lead, like the handsome lead, or of like I will be like the Prince Charming,
So
or
what kind of
like a
lead?
godly man.
So what kind of lead do you think your look kind of portrays?
Well, on the bright side, my blessing is that, like, I have a tendency to have a very outgoing, I guess I'll use the word vibrant personality.
Yeah.
And I find that as a gift because that usually helps me with socializing, but also with getting other roles, maybe not leading man roles, but
Oh no, actually, there could
roles.
be some leading roles that do have more vibrant characteristic. Yeah.
Hmm.
Usually they're somewhere in the comedy field, but
Good example.
sometimes even the vibrant ones can be
Yeah.
somewhat serious. I can't think of any on top of my head, but I know there are definitely a few.
And there are people that can do comedy really well, but they don't want to do dramas. Yet people that do comedy can, most of the time,
Yeah,
they can really pull
yeah,
off drama.
but I've also
Because
heard
comedy's harder.
stories of people that once they're stuck in like a cast or a character, sometimes it's hard for them to break from it because
Yeah.
they no matter what, people love them for that character and they kind of get casted around that one character.
They get typecast.
Typecast is worse.
They get pigeonholed. That's another
Yeah.
term they use. They pigeonhole, like someone. They get famous for doing one thing, and I guess the studios or whoever, they're like, you gotta keep doing it because it's very popular. It's making that money. And unfortunately, those people will get typecast for a while, and then
Yeah.
it's like, for them, it might get boring, and for them, that becomes a curse
Yeah.
because they don't want to break out. They want, not only do they want
But
to,
again, like you said, people love it, and that's
people love it, yeah.
see, so that's why I see it as perspective.
But the artists, they have to suffer, like, to a degree, because they don't get to do more original stuff because they're stuck doing the same thing over and over and over again. That's a curse for most.
No, but the thing is, like I was saying, it's interesting how what people like personally will see as a curse. They don't like it. They for whatever reason, other people might see it and be like, "Oh man, I wish I was like that. I wish I can do that." And I wish I. And it's funny how it becomes, like I said, it becomes more of a gift to them that they desire
Yeah,
from that person. They're like, "Hey, you want it, you can have it."
yeah.
But like,
It almost goes back to our last podcast session. We've talked about normal is but really like a point of view,
Yeah.
based on your own perspective. It's almost the same way with me. Like, what is
Yeah.
your curse, or what is your blessing? What is,
Yeah.
like, me, like, a curse of mine is that I don't know how to play the guitar.
Yeah, me either.
But
I can't do the same thing.
but my blessing that I have, like, I can play instruments, but I can sing. I can, so I'm talented in singing, but not instruments.
I mean, I'm different. I do anything if I can see the notes, like a piano.
Yeah.
I can play. I can play saxophone. I learned the clarinet. I don't play it.
Yeah. Another one for me is like, I can do musicals. I can sing. I can pick up the notes just by hearing them. But my curse is I can't read music.
I used to.
Used to.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, when I did saxophone, I used to know how to read music, and then I don't. I stopped reading music, and but I can still play the saxophone.
And that's a gift there.
Yeah.
Saxophone is a gift.
Yeah, the curse part is I can't read the music anymore because I forgot.
Yes.
But if I
Proud, baby.
no, well,
Go for it.
it goes along the lines of if you don't practice the thing that you learned, then eventually you start to forget it.
That talent or that skill set kind of dies off if you don't
Yeah.
keep at it.
Now, going back to the whole curse and gift part, I always thought my memory was a curse because I swear I have one of the worst memories.
Yeah.
But then I started learning more about it, and I learned one, it's tied to my ADD.
Oh.
Two is stress related sometimes. So sometimes if I'm under stress or anything like that, it can cause my memory to not be as well.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
but I did find ways to improve my memory to help me, you know, to work on it in a way where I could, better remember things.
Oh yeah.
Like at my job, I feel like I'm constantly reminding myself. Like sometimes as I'm doing the job, I have to look at the person, see what they're holding, and it reminds me, oh, that's right, that's the next thing they have to be doing.
Yeah. And so no, for me, I also was diagnosed with ADHD as a kid, and you could
Yeah,
that kind of thing can be a blessing and a curse, and it's very much so on my end. My
I can't.
experience.
I can't afford the HD for me. No,
No,
no.
but like for me, like I guess like one of the positive things that can come from that kind of diagnosis, like mentally, like growing up. I mean, you get some people can handle it better than others. They have different like, reactions to certain things in life. Me, my ADHD, I feel like my ADHD helps me do the stuff I do as a performer and to be with my singing and my acting because I always have that creative
Now,
the
do you
soft
have it
spot.
where you get distracted and get like hyper focused and stuff like that?
I mean, I can get hyper focused sometimes, but I can also get distracted. It really depends.
All right, I'm only wondering because I know
Yeah.
like I think there's different type of ADHDs.
Mhm. Yeah, it's like it's not just one. It's
Yeah, I've seen some people where like they can't stay still.
yeah,
They have like a fixation on the item, but if they get distracted by it, then like that's out of there.
yeah. So
And then if they, then it'll probably be like days, minutes, hours,
yeah,
who knows how long until they remember that thing again.
yeah. And so getting back to like with that ADHD thing, me, I have a pretty creative mind, and I think the ADHD kind of like enhances that in some degree. But at the same time, I have some social things that ticks. Like for example, really quick, if I'm not comfortable with somebody, and if something's upsetting me, I won't look at that person in the eye. It's like an eye contact thing, you know.
And I get it.
And I sometimes it's a curse because I feel like I should be eye contacting with that person, but I'm not comfortable with them, and they're like really stressing me out. So then I don't look them in the eye.
I got
You ever
something to
get-
bounce off for that. Actually,
Oh,
what
you
you were
do?
just talking about.
Voice.
All right, yeah. So what you were talking about, not feeling, comfortable. So like to
Yeah.
me, I feel like that might be like an aura fixture because like, and I know some people are not like so like highly okay hearing that. They'll think
Yeah.
that like if they hear something spiritual, oh okay, they think that their life is being controlled and stuff like that. So this is actually part of the reason why people want to like believe in God or they even like step into a church or something like that. It's like everyone wants to be their own person, but like to me, it's like it comes with like when you're thinking about a curse or is it a gift. So there's really only one key that involves, and it's called consistency. Is like, okay, so you maybe some things, you ever heard of it? You're having a good day, you're having a bad day.
Okay.
Well, it goes in within that say because like to me, it's like, okay, it can be a curse if you look at it that way. But then, like I said, it can't fully be a gift unless you fully work at it. And
Yeah.
there's always a process. So there's
Yeah.
a process that needs to be done. And the way I see it is like, okay, well, if you're not putting time, if you're not putting the effort to work at it, then you know what? It just actually might be a curse, or it might be just something you're just literally just not good at. And you know what? most people it's okay to not be good at everything because you know what, that's called supply trial, error and trial that we all need to face. And most people just pertain to be a curse because maybe they just don't want to go out and actually face what they're actually trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is that nobody ever wants to say they're not good at something like right off the bat. And there are some people who are okay with it. There are some people who are okay with saying they're not good at something, and that's okay because we're not meant to be the best at everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's impossible.
No, well,
Absolutely.
that much is impossible.
There's so many
Especially,
things that did to like do to perfect that, to perfect everything. I mean, that you're.
Oh yeah, it takes him months, years, however
I
long
mean,
it
if
took.
you could do that, like
Yeah.
seriously, no, that's not possible at all. Brain will probably explode before you get like.
I mean,
fractures.
the way I see is that what,
Yeah.
if you can realize that you're not the best at something, but you can be if you try it. I mean, and my thing is like honestly, we're all winning.
Well, we gotta keep our mind set.
He, not everybody really likes this guy. I personally am like a little indifferent about him, and he every time he comes into work, he he means well, but I like whenever I say hello to him or like he says hello to me, like he always says that it's gonna be a bad day, and the thing is, he says this every single day, and so like over time, I'm like, should I even say hello to this guy? Because like he always has a negative mindset all the time, and I guess that's like his curse. He's always like miserable about like
I'm just thinking of
his
Eeyore all of
job
a sudden.
duties. Yeah,
I'm just thinking Eeyore, how he's always like, 'cause he's supposed to be representing depression and like in a I think I think he has clinical depression or something.
maybe he does, but no, but like I guess his curse is like he comes in with like a negative attitude, but is a blessing for him though is that he is when he does do the job, he gets it done, even if he complains about it. I mean, I think that can happen with everybody at a job. Like like you're cursed with being miserable about it,
Yeah.
but you're blessed with being really good at the job.
Yeah. Well, that's the
That's
thing.
really
I
good.
feel like rather than curse or blessing, sometimes you have to see the full picture and not just a piece of it.
Yeah, people become hyper focused on the one thing.
Yeah, like me, like I've had some bad days, bad weeks, but I always try to see the good parts of it.
I do the same.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm an optimist, and for me, I always try to look at the whole picture. There are people I
Yeah.
know, people that are close to me, and they see things. There's certain things that don't add up, like specific things, and they harp on it.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, I
Then it
tell
starts.
them,
Then
I'm
it
like,
starts chewing at you, though.
yeah,
Yeah.
I tell them like, okay, but just you might look like that might seem negative to you, but if you look at the big picture, there are benefits that will stem off of this like the whole picture here, not just like don't harp on the one negative thing about it. Maybe there's the whole picture. It'll benefit in the long run, you know.
No, I mean when I'm at my job, the only good thing I can see is, oh, thank God, I can go home now.
And that thought right there is a blessing, because then it's like euphoria.
No, but
I
the other good thing I could say is the blessing part is the coworkers, and especially when they have music, that always makes good day, bad day. It always makes it a good day because you get to talk to them, interact with them, and I always feel like the people you're with can always make the day better, no matter how bad it is.
Yeah, sounds really good.
Yeah.
But also, I just had a thought of another another job related one where I get customers that come in and they talk to me. They're like regulars and they know my name. I know their name. We have conversations here and there. Sometimes it can be a little bit of a distraction from my regular duties on my job, like where they come in, they want to talk to me, and I think it's a blessing to make a connection with these people, but at the same time, I want to get my stuff done at work.
Well,
And
it
sometimes
depends. Is there something that slows you down?
it could slow me
All
down.
right.
So like when I'm
I'm
really busy,
only asking because like if you can still do your job and then talk to them, that's fine.
Oh,
But
I'm
like yeah,
trying.
but when it starts slowing your job down, then that's when it gets hard.
I try to balance it all the time.
Yeah.
It's a little hard sometimes because then when I get super busy, then when they come over, I'm like, I roll my eyes. I'm like, oh, okay. But then I put on a happy face and I talk to them. I give them the time of day.
It takes you take a marker.
Yeah, I do. I literally do. But I roll with it because I'm I'm a stand-up guy.
Well, I'm saying you're mostly that type of guy who's you're a talker. That's your job, not your job. Like that's just
That's
who
why
you
we
are.
have this podcast. Nah.
Look, you've been talking the whole entire time.
Yeah.
What? Sorry, were you trying to say something? Okay.
But yeah, so like
No, but actually that is another thing though. Like but going back to what you're saying
Yeah.
with the whole like someone just talking to you, I feel like sometimes when people do that to me, I just have to listen to them sometimes because there are people out there and they sometimes they just want someone to listen to them. That's it.
and
So
I think about that all
yeah.
the time. Even though I have my own things I gotta deal with and handle and they come along, I'm like, oh God.
And
I listen to
yeah.
them because it's part of my job and also it's I feel it's to do respect to listen to them.
Yeah, and that to me I see as a gift, but yeah,
That's a gift.
it can also be a curse because
At the same time,
sometimes I have that point where I don't speak up and
yeah,
I end up listening to them too long and
yeah,
I
it's
end up late.
all about
I end up
balance.
late to things sometimes.
So what do you think about that, Aaron?
Honestly, I just think about more as just like honestly, it's just kind of it is hard to identify exactly what you're trying to like aim for, but like at the same time, it's like I was talking about consistency before. Now, after consistency is accepting. Because that's where it really comes into like, okay, this is who you are, this is where it's at. It's not gonna, you're not gonna be anybody else. Like when you're in that accepting process, that's when it's like, okay, this is what's happening, this is what you're doing, and like how you're gonna do it because
Find that balance and move and go forward.
well, yeah, it's more than just finding the balance, is that you have to know what that balance can handle, because if you don't, then you're just in for another like wild ride, then worse than El Toro. Because, and honestly,
They fixed
You're
it.
talking about El Toro Six Flags?
Yeah, no, they fixed it up, but
Yeah.
it's not as good as it was when it first was.
It's
there.
like
So
like,
when they first built it, it was nice, it was good. It did what it was supposed to.
oh yeah.
But then things happened, and then they had to keep up with the maintenance, and then.
Now would you say it's cursed?
So, well, I mean, it might be, but
when
but then they fixed it and they stabilized it because I heard it was probably rattling.
Yeah.
And they reinforced it and stuff. And now I feel like they made it's good, but they made it a little too fast.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah,
but
so it was. So it was a blessing, then became cursed, and then became
haunted.
Haunted. I guess you could say haunted.
Just in time for the season.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, blessings and curses, man. It's you got to embrace the blessings and live with the curses, because in the end, if you find that balance.
Again, depends on the type of curse.
That's different. Whatever.
If it's a witch doctor that's cursing me, then no. But if you're talking about like as far as like attributes of yourself, then yeah, you can always make any curse a blessing.
As always, it's all about balance, right, Aaron?
No, I mean honestly, like I said, is it a curse or is it a gift? But the real answer is you decide what it is.
Yeah.
If it's a curse, then like I said, that's putting the down stuff. But you want to make that more of a gift. Like you want to make your falses and the things that you're not good at, and you want to turn them into something that's much more like something better than you could think of it. And the best way to do that is to keep working at it. If you don't work at it, then you're not going to get there. I mean, like you're not going to go around getting that little thing you want just by standing in one seat, unless you're Spider-Man. But that's a totally different. Yeah. We can't all shoot webs. We can't all shoot webs and just bring the thing to us or use the Force. That's not how this life works. Things. So
trust me, I tried. It didn't work.
No. So the most important thing is that nothing ever comes to you unless you go and get it. So that's the most important thing. And you know what? It's always going to be a curse if you never put any effort into it, and it's only going to keep going more and more down. Like nothing's ever going to rise more if you don't put the pressure enough to make it happen.
Yeah.
Like So that's just how it is.
Yeah.
So this is one of our motion shorts. We're just kind of giving you a little update on what's good, what's bad, and what's more to become if you don't put in the work.
Oh, what's ugly? Yeah, I had to throw that in there.
Are you trying to say you're ugly? I mean,
nah.
I mean, I'm not against it.
Just more movie references. I can't help it.
That's all good. But so like I said, this is one of our motion shorts. We glad you guys have you around, and we're gonna keep on motion.
Yeah, come hang out with us.
We are keeping motion, right?
I'm
always,
just thinking of that SpongeBob episode. Look at it! Look at it! So fun fact, yeah. So the actors. So no, well, I was gonna say, there's actually a lot of actors that I heard that had dyslexia, and that's in the. I was going to bring that up before.
Yes.
But that's also another good example of like saying those who curse, but they're very blessed actors.
Yeah, they're really talented, but they navigate their way around it.
Oh yeah.
Embrace the blessings, and
So
actually, what I said before, blessings, you embrace them, curses, live with them, find the balance, move forward. All right, guys. So I hope you guys have a good night, and I hope to see you next week. Until then, adios.
Hey.